Scenic Rim in Queensland. How are you all this afternoon? Margaret, you're on as usual. Welcome. I'm on a little bit early. I thought I'd start a little bit earlier than normal just to have a little bit of a chat with you while people get the notification that I've gone live. So it takes a little while for everyone to get the notification that I've jumped on live. So we'll just have a little bit of a chat while we're waiting for everyone to jump on. So I've been really busy getting myself prepared, one thing for my 2-day craft retreat, which is on this weekend. So, and sometimes, when you're like so busy that you procrastinate and you don't do what you were supposed to do. And I'm in that mode today. So hopefully tomorrow will be a brand new start and I will get motivated again tomorrow. I've done a lot of things today. So I've finally finished all of my gifts and got those all decorated and everything. All of the kits are ready to go. So for everyone, they get their designer series paper, their ribbon, their embellishments, etc. And as I said, I've decorated all the gifts. So I've got those packed in boxes. I'm in the process at the moment of printing out the tutorials for everybody. So they get a 17-page tutorial with their retreat. So I'm super excited that my retreat is coming. I absolutely love retreats. Honestly, it is what I love about my Stamping Up business. It's physically what I love doing is holding my 2-day craft retreats. It really fills my cup. I love hanging out with crafty people and just generally having a good time. Hello. Hey, Kylie, I've finally seen your comment. Welcome. So welcome, everybody. Hey, Suzanne, how you going? So we've got Margaret, Suzanne, Glenda. I'm not sure who Facebook user is. Julie, Christine, maybe Facebook user, I don't know, might be Glenda. Yeah, it could be Glenda. Hey, Susan, how you going? Yes, Kylie's saying we are so lucky because Kylie's coming to my 2-day retreat. So is Sammy Joe. So welcome everybody. All right, so what I've been delving into this afternoon, who has done macrame? Tell me in the comments, are you into macrame? Do you like macrame? I've been a little bit distracted this afternoon and I've been searching for some very, very good priced macrame cotton cord, and I'm about to endeavor on something a little bit different. I love the macrame wall art, like the wall hanging art, and I also love here especially in this area here, the hat holders, so the wall hat holders. You did it in school. You're now into it again, Susan. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking it would be. I like it, but never tried it. Well, Kylie, we're about to give it a go. I can tell you. And I remember when I did it at school, it was quite easy, and it's definitely coming back in. Yes, but I want to do those wall arts where they have like the timber, the bit of like a bit of stick, bit of wood, timber, and you actually do the wall art on them. So they look very rustic and very well. I think the look that I think I'm talking about is boho macrame. So boho wall art. So anyway, I've been a little bit distracted this afternoon, which naughty. I need to stop. But I've been a little bit distracted with that this afternoon. But anyway, so it's something that I want to just do as, sometimes you want a bit of a break from what you do every day. Driftwood. Yeah, that's Dell's saying driftwood. Yeah. So something a little bit like that. I need to go and get out in the bush and see if I can find some good bits of timber to be able to do it. I know that there's a dam up near me and you've got to walk through quite a bit of bushland. So I might go up and see if I can find something up in there. But some nice, good, chunky, round bits of timber, a bit rustic looking, I think would look really, really awesome. So I've been a little bit distracted looking for things like that. But anyway, today is my free class. Now, it's normally a card making class, but I'm actually going to do some desk calendars. The mini desk calendars are so popular, but I wanted to do 3 different versions of an Easel card desk calendar. Okay, so one of them, your niece had a boho wedding with white macrame screen behind her. I have seen those wedding macrame screens behind her. in a beautiful garden. Sounds stunning, Susan. Anyway, so what I want to do is show you these awesome easel calendars, and I'm changing it up a little bit today. I'm doing one, yeah, watch out for snakes. I'm doing one that is just a typical easel calendar, and I don't know whether you've just seen, but someone has just entered the room. There he is. And he's on my designer series paper. I've got some designer series paper sitting on his chair, so he's probably not real impressed with that. Hang on, mate. I'll pull that out of the way. Here you go. Stay there. There you go. We're going to do a bit of crafting with the paper. There you go. Okay, so we've got Theo organised. He's in his seat. Do you want to come over here and show all the ladies where you are? Oh, here he is. Let me see. There he is. In his chair, sitting, ready to craft. Aren't you, mate? So Theo, he was about to swipe me. Top cat. So Theo is in the house, okay? So he's here and he's going to craft with us. All right, so let's pop the camera down. I just want to talk about a few things that's going on in my business, and then we will get into our crafting. So, of course, my craft studio. Isn't this an awesome photo of my craft studio? Half done, but already has been put to use. So I've already used it for my class on Friday, and I also did it for our onstage event as well. So we've still got to finish off some walls in it, but it is definitely going to be an awesome space. So it's looking really, really good. Okay, monthly Stamps Club for November is going to be the translucent floral stamp set, which I actually will be using that translucent florals stamp set today as well. Hey Glenda, how you going? So I will be using that as well today, but my Stamps Club is $50 per month. So for that $50, you actually get the stamp set, and you get a card kit to make 6 cards, 3 designs, and you make 2 of each of the designs. Now you can have the optional upgrade to the bundle. For $110 this month, you can actually get the stamps and the dies. So I'm taking payments and registration for that now. So if you are interested in doing my monthly Stamps Club, getting inspiration sent to your doorstep by mail, then my Stamps Club is definitely the way to go. Am I going to move everything to the studio, Margaret? No. I'm still going to have my craft room here. I will still be doing my videos here. I will still have all of my craft things here, but I will have supplies out there. I will have ink pads and things. I've got all separate things for my classes. So even when I hold my classes, we don't use my products that I use here. We use my stamp sets and my dies, but we actually don't use any of my inks or anything that are in my craft room. So monthly Stamps Club is going to be the translucent florals this month. So as I said, you can register right now. I'm taking payments right now. Also to our craft stamp camp. So our card extravaganza with Kayla and I. This is a great thing to register for each month. So each month we actually choose a suite with a bundle. Now for the $90, you get you don't get the stamps and the dies, but you get everything else in the picture. So you get all of the designer series paper. You get a full pack of that. You get a full pack of our Subtles cardstock. You will get a roll of our black and white check ribbon. You'll get a pack of envelopes. You will get a pack of the Tinsel Gems 3-pack, and you will get a PDF tutorial with videos step by step to do 8 projects. So it's a mega stamp camp. So for $90, you get 8 projects, and I can tell you Kayla's projects are always out of this world. She is a stunning crafter. So 4 from her and 4 from myself. So for $90, it's a flat fee. It's always going to be $90 every month. We just change out what suite we will be using. So the translucent, the Delightful Florals, I think it's called. Is it Delightful Florals? I'll be using some of that today. It's this paper here. It is called Delightful Floral. Yes, I did get it right. it is an online exclusive. So you can't see it in a catalogue. So it is actually an online exclusive. Karen saying that Stamps Club, she loves monthly Stamps Club, so worth doing. And it is. It helps you with your creativity by having some pre-designed things every month. So it's a great way to get yourself crafting. And of course, Friday game night is going to be happening in December. And it will be on Friday, the 8th of December. I'm just going to go and turn the fan on. It's getting a bit warm in here. Friday, 8th of December, you can attend in person here in the Scenic Rim, Bow Desert, Queensland, or you can actually attend online as well. So we do it via Zoom as well as in person. It costs you $45 to attend, and you get a chance of winning a $60 shopping spree. So I give away 3 $60 shopping sprees plus 2 small embellishment gifts. So we play 5 games of bingo. We make about 3 cards, and we are going to be using the translucent florals once again. So for your $45 in person, you will get the card kit to make the 3 cards. You will have some fun. We'll have coffee and tea and some lovely little snacks that we have a great time with, and we interact with the people that are on Zoom as well. So if you want to do it via the mail, it costs $50 via the mail to allow me for the postage to actually send your kits out. Now, if you don't get your kit in time to craft along with us on the night, it is totally okay, because I stream the game night. I stream it live onto my channel. So therefore, you can come back and you can watch the replay to be able to make your designs. Now, I just wanted to show you what we did in coffee and card class last Friday. So this was my first card class. Well, we did a Christmas tag class. So these are the 5 Christmas tags that we did for our coffee and card class this month. Now, if you registered for the online version, they will be going out, but unfortunately I'm not going to get them out this week because I'm too busy trying to get retreat done, but they will be posted out early next week. So so your coffee and card classes will be on their way. I'm actually waiting on some of the gems, so I had to reorder some of the gems to get them in, so I'm just waiting on that order to arrive. So this is what we created in, and they have some beautiful things on the back. Some of them don't. So stamping on the back, but huge big tags. And we used this gorgeous trio punch. So this is a punch that we have in our annual catalogue, and you may have overlooked it. But to do these decorative corners and the hole punch and everything, we actually use this punch. So this punch is fantastic for making Christmas tags. So if you haven't ordered one of these punches, by all means, pop one into an order, because I can tell you it is fantastic for making tags. All right. So now, as I said, this is a free card class with a qualifying order. So if you order $100 or more during this week, so the order dates are from today the 13th right through until Friday the 17th. So you've got 5 days to place your qualifying orders, and you will get the kit to be able to create these 3 desk calendars that we're going to make today. So this is one of them, but I'm actually going to change up the designer series paper and the colors, but we're going to use a different designer series paper. Sorry, it's out of the same group, but we're going to do something very similar to this one. So you will get the desk calendars, but you will get a kit to make one of each of the calendars. So I've got quite a few of the calendars left, so I decided that I would do a free class with them. So you will get 3 mini desk calendars if you put a qualifying order in. Now, if you put an order in larger than $150, you will not only get the kit to make the 3 desk calendars with the calendars included, you will also get a free embellishment as well. So so a free set of gems or something that I will pop in as your gift. All right, so let's get started on this one. So this one is a typical easel card. They are so easy to do, and I can tell you, like, it is so simple. It's just an easel card and you add the calendar to it. So I'm actually going to change it up. For this one, I've decided to use the same paper, so it's still the Winter Meadow paper. I'm still going to use the Christmas Classics stamp and die set. Now, this is what all of my ladies are getting at retreat this weekend. They're getting the stamps and the dies, along with a 1/4 pack of this paper and a 1/4 pack of the Oh Holy Night paper as well. All right, so I'm going to use this designer series paper this time. So this is actually still out of the Winter Meadow, but it's just a different design. So I'm going to use the Lost Lagoon. So I've actually cut this piece at 4 inches by 11.5 inches. Okay, so 4 inches by 11.5 inches. So all I've done is I've cut 1/4 of an inch off this end, and I've actually cut it at 4 inches wide. So I'm going to fold that in half. So that is actually being folded at 5 3/4 inches, and I'm going to use my bone folder if I can find one. One at the bottom there. All right, so I'm just going to use my bone folder to crease that nicely. So then what I'm actually going to do to create that easel, I'm actually going to then, that front section, I'm going to fold it in towards that center fold line. We're going to line it up with that center fold line, and we're going to crease that nicely with our bone folder as well. Now that creates our easel. Okay, so that creates the base. Julie, I actually got them on eBay, I think. Julie's asking me where I got them. So now I've done a layer here, which is 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. I've also done a layer of designer series paper, which is 3 3/4 inches this way by 5.5 inches that way. So I'm just going to layer that up. Now, of course, I'm going to cut that beautiful, delicate die cut piece from our Christmas classics out of our pool party. So I'm just going to grab the die out of the set. So it's this die here. It's very intricate. So when you're actually cutting it out, make sure you run it through a couple of times. Especially if you're using adhesive backed glimmer paper, you definitely have to run it through a couple of times. All right. So I'm just going to do that in pool party. So I'm just going to pop that on and run that through my die cutting machine. The problem, Julie, you may have is that at the time of the year, the calendars may have already been sold out. So I always get my calendars back in around April or May. I purchase the calendars because they sell out quickly and they only make so many of them. All right, so we have that gorgeous die cut out. And I did run it through enough, yeah. Just be careful when you're pulling that out of those fine pieces. It's a little bit delicate when you're pulling those out. All right, so we've got that. Okay. I will use my Take Your Pick tool to poke those out. Now, I also wanted to let you know that we have a sale that's happening tomorrow. So we have a sale where we've got 10% off, I think it's ribbons. We've got, it's been on my page. I think it's 15%, I may be wrong, 15% off inks and re-inkers and blends and things tomorrow, and 20% off designer series paper. Now, it's all out of the annual catalog, not out of the mini catalog. It's out of the annual catalog. So the designer series paper and specialty paper out of the annual catalog. I think it's specialty paper as well. So I may be wrong. But we have a sale on the 14th, 15th and 16th of November. So starting tomorrow. So if there's things that have been on your wish list that you've been wanting to get, tomorrow and the next 3 days are the days to get it. All right, so we have that cute die cut piece there. Oh, and I don't have a bin here. Okay. So that is actually going to go onto here like this. And then, of course, I'm going to use, we have a, where is that? Lost Lagoon ribbon, which I love. So we'll grab the Lost Lagoon ribbon out of my ribbons. Sorry, Theo, I've got to move you back a bit so I can get at my ribbons. You think Theo would pass me the ribbon, wouldn't you? I mean, like, he doesn't really earn his pay while he sits here. Hey, Donna. No worries. The replay will be here when you're ready. All right. So I'm actually going to glue that on up the top there. So I'm just going to add, did I bring my Seal Plus in? Ooh. Bear with me. I just got to go and grab my Seal Plus. No, I've lost where I put my Seal Plus. Anyway, we will do it with liquid glue because we can. All right, so I've got no idea where I'll put my Seal Plus. I thought it was there. Okay, so we're going to do that. So then we need a piece of Lost Lagoon to go on here, just to be a bit of a backing piece. So hang on, and I will grab that paper trimmer again. So this Lost Lagoon piece that we're going to do is, where are we? 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So let's do that. 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. I've just lost my scoring tool there. Okay, so that's the piece that's going to go in here. Okay, then we're going to cut a basic white piece out to go on there that we're going to stamp. Now there's a die in this set that fits nicely on there like that. So we're just going to cut that out of basic white. I feel like that will be big enough. Although they're decal rectangles, let's grab another piece. Okay. So I'm just going to cut that. I'll just cut that just off camera because it won't take me long to run that through. Okay. All right, so we have a white piece there. Now I'm going to stamp the stamp that says Peace on Earth because I thought it's Christmassy but not too Christmassy, so you could still look at it all through the year, I think, and think about everyone having peace on Earth. Hey Pam, welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a pierce mat because it's a photopolymer stamp, so we want to be able to stamp it nicely. So I'm going to stamp it in, I actually think I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock. No, I'm going to stamp it in Lost Lagoon, and then I'll stamp the branches in Pretty Peacock, I think, the pine bows. So Peace on Earth, just like that, in Lost Lagoon. Then I'm going to bring in the Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to grab the pine needle stamp. And I want a scrap piece of paper. This one here will be okay. Scrap piece of paper. And we're just going to do a couple of little sprigs of pine needles in there. All right, in Pretty Peacock. So I've got that. Then, I'm going to leave the Pretty Peacock out. Then I want to do a basic white layer for the insert. I'm going to bring in that scrap piece of paper again. And all I'm going to do with this one is, just with the Pretty Peacock, I'm just going to bring in some of those here on the corners. So just like that. Okay, so we've got that. All right. Now we still need a piece to go in behind the little calendars. So these are the little calendars that we're going to be using. So I need a piece of Lost Lagoon, which I've got a scrap left here. And that's going to be 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. So 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, so that's going to be the mat that my calendar will go on. Okay, so now we're going to put all this together. I'm going to get rid of that ink so I don't get that all over me. And we will put this together. So we've got this on here. So then I'm going to wrap the ribbon around here. And I really need to find my Seal Plus because you know what I'm going to do? I've got an empty cylinder here. I'm just going to put a refill in it. And I will find my other one sooner or later. Okay, so let's pop this refill in. So at least we can have some Seal Plus action. All right. There we go. All right, so I'm actually going to wrap the ribbon around this bottom part because it's going to get hidden in behind where it's going to attach onto this easel part. So I need the ribbon to be down in that bottom lower segment there. So I'm just going to grab my Seal Plus, pop a bit of Seal Plus on there. I'm going to wrap my ribbon around like so. Okay. And trim that off. Okay. So now this piece actually goes here on that bottom part. So what I find is best to do this is to fold that flat, pop your Seal Plus on here because we want it to actually hold really, really well. And my Seal Plus is not rolling real well here. Okay, let's get that happening. Okay, so we've got some Seal Plus on there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to line this top bit up to get it nice and level. I'm going to line that up and then we're going to press it down onto that bottom part. So pressing it down onto that bottom part, it then connects to our easel section. So that's how easy the easel cards are. Now, we're going to add a little bit of Seal Plus on the back of our... Oh, this Seal Plus is... not wanting to, Anyway, we will glue it with some glue. When all else fails, get out the liquid glue because it still works. All right, so we're going to put that onto our mat. I just think there's a bit of, I don't know, moisture in my cardstock. So we're just going to layer that up onto that mat. So it's got a fine, fine border all the way around. Then we're going to adhere our insert layer. It is a beautiful stamp, Margaret. Honestly, I didn't struggle creating all of my retreat projects. I can tell you, using this gorgeous suite is stunning. And that's actually a smaller layer than normal. That layer should be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And it's the smaller one that I normally put on the front. But anyway, it will do for today's video. Then I'm going to adhere that, and then, of course, our easel is going to sit onto there. So I'm just going to, with my liquid glue, adhere that into place. So the calendar actually holds that easel in place, which is really, really good. Okay, so then the last thing that we've got to do is we've got to mount those onto some dimensionals that I flipped over the edge here. So as I said, this is my free class. So you can actually get a kit to make one of each of these calendars that I'm creating today with a $100 order or more through my online store. You must use the host code to be qualifying for the order, and your order must be over $100. and it must be placed between the 13th and the 17th of November 2023. If you're watching this back later on and that date has passed, then the ordering special, I'm afraid, has finished. So there is just that ordering time for you to be able to qualify for it. So then I'm going to pop that up onto dimensionals. And then that is going to go onto the front here like this. Okay. And you all know me. Of course, we're going to need a bow. Theo was using my, I don't even know. I've had it, I was using it to create the gifts, decorate the gifts. And I've packed up everything after decorating the gifts, but I don't know where I've put my Seal Plus. But anyway, it's okay. All right, so we have a bow. And let's see if we can pop some Seal Plus on here. Yes, we can. And we'll pop that bow right smack bang in the middle there into that Seal Plus. And of course, just to embellish, I think what we will do is we will use, I just found my Seal Plus. It was hiding. To embellish, we will use some of these gorgeous festive pearls. So let's just pop, I'm going to use the pool party ones. So I'm just going to pop a couple on there. Maybe one here. One there, and maybe one just down here. Okay, and there you have your gorgeous easel card, first easel card, using the Christmas Classics bundle and the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper. So this is the one that everyone's going to be doing at retreat. So I'm sorry for anyone that's attending retreat. You've actually just seen what you're doing for retreat. But I decided to do one in today's free class. All right. So that is calendar number 1. So calendar number 2 is something a little bit different. So I decided that it's nice to do easel cards like this and calendars like this, but could we incorporate it with some different shapes? So what I thought I would do is, for this one here, I thought I would like to use the deckled rectangles. So, of course, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create a card, an easel card, using Night of Navy cardstock. I'm going to use this Designer Series paper as well, but I'm using the largest deckled rectangle out of the set. So I'm going to cut the cardstock just long enough to be able to get that deckled rectangle out of the width. So we're doing it at 5.5. So let's cut it at 5.5. Like that. Okay. So then, of course, what we want to do is we want to fold this cardstock. So that's 5.5 by 8.25. Okay. I'm going to fold the cardstock in half like that. And then you're going to see some magic happen here. I need this other bit of cardstock as well because I need to cut a large rectangle out of that. So these deckled rectangles, I can tell you, are absolutely, they're such a fun set of dies. So what I'm actually going to do with this one, I'm actually going to use the deckled rectangle, but I'm going to overhang it over the edge of that fold. Can you see that there's a gap in between there? Okay. I don't want to cut on that fold. I don't want 2 deckled rectangles. I want one card base using the deckled rectangle. So I want to actually overhang it over that fold so I don't cut along that top fold. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that into my die cutting machine. Hang on, we'll turn that plate over, I think. Let's see if we get that a bit better. Okay, so let's pop that into the die cutting machine. No, I need to use the flatter plate. Let's do this one. Okay, so whenever you have, I don't think either one are very flat, but anyway. I might have to use some washi tape on it so it won't move. Okay, so we want to overhang it a little bit over the top of that there. So we've got it folded in half. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape because I don't actually want it to move. I want to make sure that it goes straight. So I'm going to use some washi tape. I'm going to take a little bit of the stickiness off and add a little tiny bit on this side. So here, just to hold that in place. And another little tiny bit, getting a bit of the sticky off it on that side. Okay, so we're going to hold that in place. Then we'll get the cutting pad. Okay, just making sure that's right. That there and that there. Okay, all good. Right, now we're going to run it through. I'm going to cut that. Now, because you're cutting 2 layers of cardstock here, it's going to be thick to get it through, but you've got to make sure that you're going to cut right through and get both layers cut. Okay, so when we actually take that off, we're going to have, take the tape off carefully, we're going to have the deckled rectangle in a card shape like that. Okay, then the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to take that same size deckled rectangle and we're going to run it through just with a normal sheet of cardstock. So we're going to run that through. Okay, and back. And wow, I had my plates crooked then. Don't do that. All right, so we've got that. All right, now you're going to see this magic appear. Oh, and I do want to cut with the deckled rectangles. I want to cut one rectangle smaller, which is this one, correct? Yes. So I want to do that out of Designer Series paper. So sorry, let's bring that back in. All right. I'm going to cut that like that. Don't you just love this paper? It is absolutely stunning. Okay. So like that and back. Now, it's very hard not to get that to happen because it's very hard to put that on an angle when you're trying to cut that through. But normally to not have that speed hump on your die cutting machine, you would put it on a bit of an angle. All right, so that one's going to layer up onto that one, okay? All right, so now you're going to see the magic. So we've used the largest one and the next size down. Then what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to take that exactly like we did the easel card before, where that center fold is. We're going to fold that front piece back onto that center fold like that, crease it with our bone folder, and then, of course, that's going to create our easel, and then that one's going to sit there like that, okay? So really, really simple and easy, and we can pop our calendar down here. So what I'm actually going to do is, I actually love that, and I think we could just do a little bit of a sentiment with a background. So I'm going to do a Night of Navy little rectangle once again, which will be 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And we also need the mat for the calendar, which is 3 1/4 by 2 1/8. So let's do 3 1/4 here. Okay, by 2 1/8. 2 1/8. That's the calendar mat. There. Okay, and then let's also do the other layer in behind. So 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So if you actually earn a free kit, you come back to this live video and you will be able to recreate this gorgeous 3 calendars that we're doing today. All right, so we have that, that, and that. We have our layer there. I'm going to no, I think I'm going to just do that. Will that work for that? And that? Yes, it will. Yep. All right. I need a little square of white for our sentiment. So we'll grab some of that white cardstock again and cut out a little square. I'll just do that off here to the side quickly. Now, I'm probably going to use a bit of retired ribbon here. Actually, no, I won't. I know what I'll use. I physically know what I will use. All right. I'm going to use the boho blue ribbon. Let's use that. Or, okay, do I want to use that ribbon or do I want to use this ribbon here? I would actually like to use, I know what ribbon I will use. No, sorry. I do know what ribbon I'm going to use. The good old faithful ribbon that will go with everything. I think I'm going to use this. Oh, yes. I'm going to use the silver sheer ribbon. I was going to use that one, but I think I'll use that one. All right. Sorry, I'm just thinking aloud. All right, so I'm going to glue these pieces together. So that one onto there. Then, of course, I'm going to do the same stamp again, but I'll do that in Night of Navy. So I'll just clean that off. And I'll ink it up in Night of Navy. So Peace on Earth. I'll grab my Pierce mat again. Okay. I mean, you could find a sentiment that could be something to do with, I'm actually just going to leave it like that. You could find a sentiment that could be something to do with friendship. If you're giving it to a friend or loved one, you can find a different sentiment to put on there. All right, I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Hey, Leslie. How are things? Have you settled back in home again? All right. And I'm going to pop that onto there like so. Then, of course, same thing for this one when we're going to pop that front on. I'm going to pop it down flat like that. I'm going to I'm going to try my other Seal Plus, see if it works better. We're going to pop some Seal Plus on here. It's probably because we've... Okay, so we've got some Seal Plus there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that front up on the top to start off with and then press it down onto the bottom. Okay, so just like that. And then, of course, we've got that gorgeous easel happening there. Oh, hang on. I forgot something. I was supposed to put ribbon around there first. Oh, Lucky we can redo that. All right, so let's put the ribbon around first. Sorry, I forgot about that. All right, let's pop some ribbon there. So we'll put ribbon right down along that bottom there. Oh my God, that ribbon just finishes it off. I absolutely love this ribbon. I think it's probably my favorite ribbon out of the mini holiday catalogue. So now let's stick that back down. Now that we have our ribbon on there properly. All right, so we have Peace on Earth. So I'm actually going to pop the Peace on Earth there, and I'll pop a bow just on there. So let's pop that up on the front. Yeah, probably would have taken a lot out of you, Leslie, emotionally, as well as being on the go and not being at home for so long, you know, like not living at home, not sleeping in your own bed. It's always nice to get back home and get into your own bed. All right, so I'm going to add the calendar now to that Night of Navy mat. So we're just going to add that one onto there. Okay. Then I'm going to adhere this one. I'm just going to do that as a white, just a white mat to put the calendar on. So I'm just going to pop that just in the middle there like that. And it's just more or less a place to ground that. And that will still sit there nicely. Yep. So we'll add that. And then, of course, we will add a bow. So a bit of liquid glue on the back there. Pop that down towards the bottom of that so that then our top part can sit into it. So you can see there you've got that easel look happening there. And then, of course, we will do a cute bow. This is so lovely, this ribbon, to tie a bow. I don't want to give away too many surprises, but I've been using this ribbon to decorate the gifts. And so I've been tying quite a few bows with this ribbon, and it's just like butter tying a bow with this ribbon. It is gorgeous. So I'm just going to add a little bit of Seal Plus there. Oh, it wants to come out, yep. And we will add that bow just there like that. And of course we will finish off with some of my, I think I'm going to use the silver on this one. And if I could find my Take Your Pick tool, which is missing as well, I think Theo might have it as well. He's been a bit naughty. He's been using all my craft supplies. There, and of course another one probably up there. So there you have your second gorgeous easel calendar. So 2 calendars really, really quickly. Now the third one is going to blow your mind. It really is. So the third one that we're going to do, yep, you guessed it, I'm going to use more deckled dies, but this time I'm going to use the deckled circles. So let's move those to a side. So, of course, I'm going to bring in the gorgeous set of, here we go, deckled circles. Now, this is a ginormous set of dies. It is absolutely amazing, this set of dies, okay? So we're actually going to take, of course, the largest one because we want this to look super, super awesome. So we're going to take the largest one. We are going to use the beautiful Berry Burst. So what I'm actually going to do with this is, as you can see, that circle is pretty large, okay? So we want to do the same thing as what we've done there. We want to use it and have it opening like a card. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to fold this cardstock directly in half like that, Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to run my bone folder along it. So I've actually got a fold, and then you can see this is going, so I'm going to actually pop it up along here. So I've got a little bit of cardstock. So I'm not going to try and waste too much cardstock, but I want that to overhang maybe a ½ inch, something like that. All right, so the hard part is trying to get it through the die cutting machine. I might actually, to tell you the truth, I might cut a slither off this side so that we can fit it through the die cutting machine. Okay, so I'm going to cut maybe about nearly ½ inch off that side, nearly ½ inch. Okay, so we're going to get our circle die on there. It's just going to fit through our die cutting machine better because I wanted to be able to put it right to that edge, but I still want it to overhang here. All right, so we're going to bring in our cut and emboss again. You just got the deckled circles, Suzanne. Well, I'm telling you, you will want to make these calendars. They are so stinking cute. Okay, so we've got that, and we need our plate. So we're going to put it right to the edge, but as you can see, we've got that overlapping there. So we're going to have a fold for the card. Okay, so about a good ½ inch. Now, it doesn't matter if that's not on the right plates, as long as we've got the plates exactly right on this side that we're going to cut it and that it's going to fit through our die cutting machine. So the reason why I cut that nearly ½ inch off the other side was so that we could fit it through the die cutting machine properly. Okay, so this is the largest die out of the deckled circles. So I'm going to run it through, and then I'm going to run it back through to make sure we get that cut through both layers. Okay, so we've got it cut through both layers like that. Okay, so of course we're going to need another one of those large circles. So I'm just going to cut a ½ sheet of cardstock, and we'll run through that large circle once again with our deckled circles. And I've just got it out of that ½ sheet. Okay. Oops. Need to pop it up there so I don't waste cardstock there. We might be able to get our calendar mat out of the bit that's left over. All right, so we're going to run that through as well. So we get a circle. Oh, and I didn't quite get that. I'm just going to use my scissors to get that bit. I wasn't quite in line with the plate. Okay, so we've got our deckled circle. Then, of course, we're going to take a smaller deckled circle. So let's see what size we have. The next size down. I don't think this designer... Nope, I need a bigger bit. Okay, so let's grab... Let's grab this. Okay, I'll do a ½ sheet of this. All right, so let's grab this cute pattern here. So this is out of that beautiful, delightful florals, and that will be just big enough to fit through there, which will be perfect. And this will give us a layering layer. Okay, there. Okay, so we've got that layering layer there. Now I'm just going to check in this to see if there's a piece that's got a nice colour that we can have as the background. Do I have one? No. No, I've used all the pieces that I wanted to use. Okay, let me see if I've got... Now we might use the green, actually. This one here. Let me do a ½ sheet of that. Okay, let me do the green. I could probably do it with white, but I didn't really want to do a white layer in there. I want to do something a little bit different. I was looking for a pink, a nice pink, but I don't have any out of the designer series paper that has the pink that I want. But the green will do. Okay. And that will give us our insert layer. Okay, so we have that. So that's using just the largest deckled circle and the second largest. Okay. All right. Julia is saying you found the calendars. Okay. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. So we've got some pieces here. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're actually going to take this circle and we're going to take it and fold it back to that center fold line. So just like that. Okay. So it's not quite in half, but that's totally okay because that's going to create our easel. Okay. So you can do this with any larger shaped dies that you've got. And then of course, see, this one's going to go onto here and then sit on here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to adhere this one down on there. Now it will fold over in that part there. So just make sure when you do that, you can either trim that little bit off or make sure it folds over. I might actually trim that little bit off. So I'm just going to use my scissors and just carefully trim that little bit off. So I would just pop it in the paper trimmer and just trim that little bit off because it's going to sit up near where the fold is. Okay. All right. It's not too particular because it's not going to be seen anyway, but just to make that sit a little bit better. All right. So with this one, I'm going to add this one to here. Now, of course, we need some gorgeous ribbon for this one as well. So I'm going to do the calendar mat. We should be able to get the calendar mat out of this 2 1/8, can we? Just 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, so we could just get the calendar mat out of that one. And we will adhere that. Hey, Sue, how are you going? All right. We will pop that onto there. Okay. Now I need to have some gorgeous ribbon for this one. Do we want to do the silver and the sheer ribbon, or do we want to do this ribbon? Let me see. What do you think? Do we want to do this ribbon here? I'm probably going to stamp a flower. Do you want to do this ribbon here? Hey, Sue, how you going? Welcome. We've got 2 Sues that have just joined. Do we want to do that ribbon, or do we want to do the white sheer ribbon? What do you think? Or do we want to do the white sheer ribbon coloured? Just saying. Do we want to colour the ribbon? Type it into the comments and let me know. So I'm just going to grab some white cardstock because I want to stamp a couple of things here. So I'm going to grab my pierce mat. The white sheer, says Glenda. I'm going to grab my translucent florals. Sue's saying the colour ribbon. Facebook user, I'm not sure who Facebook user is saying colour ribbon. Okay. I think I might just do that. Colour, it says Carol. White sheer, white sheer. All right, so I'm going to stamp. Oh, I need the other stamp as well. Stamp green leaf as well. All right, so let's grab that. And we'll grab that for that. Okay. So, of course, I'm going to do Parakeet Party, I think. Or Parakeet Party for the green leaves. You want to see what the ribbon looks like coloured? Okay, so I'm going to do the green leaf, but I want to use a sponge dauber. So I've got Parakeet Party, but I also want to use a sponge dauber with probably Pretty Peacock to add a little bit more colour to those leaves. So I'm going to add some Pretty Peacock to the stem and just to the inside parts of those leaves, just to add a little bit more depth to the leaves and maybe a little bit on the tips. Okay, so we're just going to breathe on that and we're going to stamp that down. Oh, doesn't that just look superb? All right, and then, of course, we can, and I've got Pretty Peacock on my fingers, as usual. Then I'm going to stamp in my Berry Burst, my flower. Okay, so let's put that one away. Now, with these, they're a distinctive stamp, so just tap really lightly and stamp down. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Do we want 2 of those? I feel like we do. Are we going to see that blob of ink that I put there? Not really. All right, so we've got 2 flowers. That looks cute. Okay. Let's grab the dies that go with those. And we will cut out the leaves. And we will cut out the flower. Okay. So let's bring in that die cutting machine again. All right. Bring in the cut and emboss. So who's loving this free class? Isn't it an awesome free class? So who wants to earn their kit for free? $100 order and you will get a kit to make these 3 awesome easel calendars. You just come back to this video. You will get the cardstock supplies and the designer series paper supplies to make all 3 easel calendars, including the calendars. 2024 mini desk calendars. So, of course, you will need the bundles or you can incorporate something else with your design. So, of course, another flower stamp, maybe another bit of designer series paper, a different pattern. But honestly, it's just up to your imagination just to change out if you don't have the bundles that I've used. But you will need the deckled circles and the deckled rectangles. You will physically need them because I will give you the cardstock supplies, but you will need those. So you may want to pop them in as your qualifying order. So $100 or more gets you the kit to make 1 of each of these easel calendars. Or if you do a $150 order or more, you will get a free embellishment as well. You must use the host code. And as you can see, there's a little, there's a host code QR code on the screen. If you actually use your phone, that will take you straight to my store with the host code attached to it as well. All right, so now I'm going to, with this, I want to pop the ribbon on. So we've decided the sheer ribbon, but you wanted to see it coloured. So let's colour the ribbon. Let's pop this aside. Seeing you want to see it coloured, let's grab a bit of scrap paper. Okay, scrap paper, ribbon, and dark berry burst or light. I think I might do light berry burst, not dark. Light berry burst. Is that light berry burst? Yes. Okay. It actually makes this ribbon absolutely stunning. Now, because they're our blends are permanent ink. So because it's permanent ink, it will actually colour the silver on the edge there as well. So by just using your blends and the brush tip, you can just go along your ribbon and colour your ribbon. It's very simple and easy to do. Now, you can't use your normal inks to do this, because if you used your normal ink, you will find that it will come off, okay? Because our normal inks are water-based. You need to use a permanent ink to make this actually work. So I'm using the light berry burst to do this. And I've got to have enough to, of course, do a bow. We'll make sure that we've got enough to do a bow. But it turns that silver edge into like a rose gold look. Hang on, I'll bring it up. You're going to see how inky and messy my fingers are. But can you see how it's made it a rose gold look? Okay. It's absolutely stunning. Whenever we have white ribbon, always make sure that you get a big supply of the white ribbon, because I can honestly tell you, you will be able to colour it to whatever you want to colour it to suit your needs. Okay, so now because this is a circle, it's going to be a bit funky to wrap this ribbon around, but I'm going to wrap the ribbon around. But what you'll see is when I wrap the ribbon around, can you see? It goes up at a different angle. So you've got to make sure that you put your tape where you need it to do, because it's no different to doing an angled ribbon as well. So it comes up at a weird angle. So make sure you put enough of your Seal Plus to make that angle happen. And then, of course, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to adhere this down here onto our card, but we're going to use a bit of Seal Plus if it doesn't tear it up, which it's not going to, so that's good. We'll use Seal Plus down around here. Okay, so we've got Seal Plus on that bottom part, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lay that top in place with it and then press that bottom part down on there. Okay, so of course our workings of our ribbon is going to be hidden in behind, and there you have your gorgeous easel happening. We're going to pop a little calendar on here because the calendar is what's going to hold that back for us. So we're going to pop the calendar. I actually think I might pop the calendar up on dimensionals, because this is a circle. It doesn't have a lot to hold it back. So we want to have a little bit more dimension happening on that calendar to make sure that it's going to hold that, that back layer in place where we want it to. So we're just going to do this. And we're going to pop our calendar. Now, I like to make sure that I eyeball it so it looks like it's straight and even on both sides. And then, of course, see, our easel part's going to ease into there. Then, of course, we've got this gorgeous flower that we've created, which is just stunning. Okay. So I think I'm going to pop all of those up as well. I actually think, to tell you the truth, I'm going to just grab some vellum. I think a vellum circle in behind would just look a little bit nicer, just to ground this a little bit more. Let me grab a bigger bit of vellum. So I don't think I want the vellum, I don't think I want the circle huge compared to, let's just run some of those Let's just pop some of these circles in behind and let's see what we can do. Do we want a vellum circle? Nope. So we definitely don't want it that big. Okay, so let's try. What do you think about a circle that big to pop our flower on? I just think it would ground it a little bit more. What do you think? A vellum circle in behind? I think that one's quite cute. Or we could go a little bit smaller. Let's try a little bit smaller than that one. Is that this one? Let's try this one. That. And then there. Ooh, I think that one. Smaller. That one. Okay. Bear with me while I just run that through the die cutting machine. I'm just going to do that off screen just to that to happen. There. Okay. All right. I think that will be much better. See how it just gives a little bit more depth in behind that flower? Just stops the busyness of the other in behind. All right. We're going to pop that up on dimensionals. So first of all, I'm going to pop some dimensionals there where I think the flower's going to go on that vellum, because we're going to see those dimensionals, but it's okay because the flowers are going to cover it. Because I want that to actually sit up on the front so it has a bit of separation from... Okay, now I've got to think about the way the flowers are going that way. So it has a bit of separation away from that designer series paper. All right, then, of course, we're going to pop up our leaves. So, yeah, go for it. All right, so we've popped up our leaves. That's going to sit right there like that. This flower is going to get popped up. Just here. I might just do it there like that. And, of course, this one's going to pop up over here. Okay. So if you love what I've done today, please feel free to give me the thumbs up, because YouTube and Facebook loves it when you give us the thumbs up or like the video for me, because, of course, this is free content that I bring you, and to help me out, it helps me if you do that. All right, so now do we have enough to tie a bow? Can I tie a bow in that small bit? Probably, nope. We need to colour a little bit more of that. It's not quite long enough. Let's just a little bit more. That'll give me a little bit more to play with to do the bow. Okay. So, do our bow. Super cute. I mean, colouring that ribbon, hasn't it just made that? Look how gorgeous that is. Now, there is a sentiment in here. You're the best. I think I would like to actually pop that on. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of Seal Plus on there to pop my bow on. And then I think I should be able to, let me see if I can, if it's little enough. It's probably not, it's probably too big for that. Okay, let's grab a bigger bit and I'll cut it down. Let's grab one of these and I'll cut it down. I just think that sentiment, it looked so good to put on there. Because can you imagine giving this to someone that is such a good friend of yours. It made it pop off the page. Yep, definitely. All right, so let's go, you're the best. And then I should be able to, hopefully my little handy dandy trimmer's in here. It is. Let's trim that down a little bit. So who's loving these desk calendars? How awesome are they? Just by using different die shapes. You're the best. Oh, I think that's gorgeous. Okay, so let's pop that up on some dimensionals. I'm just going to use the edge of the dimensional for this because it's a little bit narrower than normal. We will do that. And you know, when I jumped on, I knew what I wanted to do, but I just got out the products. I got out the products, but this is just what's come together since I got out the products. So how awesome is that? And then, of course, to finish it off, where are our gorgeous gems gone? Here they are. Okay, so of course, some gorgeous silver gems on that, just to finish it off. Let's pop a couple around. How gorgeous is that? Actually, probably could have done some nice gold ones. Let's put it over that blob that's there. The blob of ink. I know you probably can't see it, but I can see it. All right. And there you go. Look at that. Another easel calendar. So 3 easel calendars. There's that one, and that one. They are very hard to show with the camera angle, but as you can see, they sit, I don't know, I think this one's my favorite. What's your favorite? Vote. Let me know. 1, 2, or 3. So this one's just a smaller one. This one you could do really, really well with lots of masculine themes, maybe not with the bow, but it's a little bit, to me, it tends to, I mean, it's gorgeous with the silver, of course, but you could tend to do some masculine. 3. So three's the winner by the looks. All gorgeous. Number 3. So as you can see, some super fun ideas. So as I said, you can earn this kit for free. I will be packing the kits after my retreat next week. So the ordering special is from today, the 13th of November, 2023. Through to Friday this week, which is the 17th of November, 2023. Anyone that uses the host code with a $100 order or more, you will get the kit with all of the cardstock and the designer series paper and the 3 calendars to make these 3 calendars. So if you're interested in earning a free kit, please place those qualifying orders. You must use the host code to be eligible for the free kit. And if you place a $150 order or more to get your class to go, you will actually get a free embellishment as well. So thank you very much for hanging out with me and attending my free easel calendar, mini desk easel calendar class today. So hopefully you enjoyed that free class, and I will be back next week with some more fun, crafty ideas. So I will be missing in action, as I said, from now until after my retreat is over. And then Monday, hopefully I will be able to jump back on live again. So in 1 week's time. So I'll see you here, same time, same place, next Monday afternoon. So thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching the replay and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please give me the thumbs up if you like what I have done. It really helps. And if you want to place any orders, please use the shop online link in the show more box down below on YouTube and in the description of this video. I've also added a supply of all of the deckled circles and deckled rectangles. So if you're looking for them, you can actually click directly on the link in the description of this video, and it will take you straight through to my store for you to be able to purchase your deckled rectangles or deckled circles. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me today, and I will see you all again soon.